afternoon, children. Let's come back to the class. So here in the previous classes we have studied about different life processes like photosynthesis, which takes place in green plants, and respiration, circulatory system, excretory system, nervous system, endocrine system, which takes place in all living organisms, and different organs which form the organ system and their functions, etc. Now we shall move on to the next important life process, which is called as reproduction. So what is reproduction? How can we define reproduction? So reproduction can be defined as the ability of an organism to produce the organism of its own kind. That is called as reproduction. It means, you see, a tiger begets a tiger, a cat begets a kitten, a dog begets a puppy. So in the same way, a plant gives rise to another plant by means of seeds or something else. So that means the race is continuing. So reproduction helps in the continuation of the species. That means, if you take the example of man lives for 100 years. After 100 years, he has to die. But the human race is not ending there. It is continuing. How it is possible? It is possible only by means of reproduction. That means even after thousands of years, the human race is continuing. It is possible due to the process that is called as reproduction. And so, reproduction, we see the importance of reproduction. What is the importance of reproduction? So, reproduction helps in the continuation of the race of an organism. That is one thing. And reproduction helps to replace the organisms which die due to various reasons. So, if we take human beings, so the lifespan of man is 100 years. And all of them are living and are not living up to 100 years. So many people die due to various reasons, natural calamities, diseases, accidents, so many things. So many deaths will take place. But reproduction helps to replace the organisms which die due to various reasons. And third one, reproduction helps in increasing the size of the population during favorable conditions. If the conditions are favorable, that means when there is availability of food, shelter, everything, the population size will increase. That is the importance of reproduction. So we can say that reproduction helps in the continuation of the race of an organism. It helps to replace the organisms which die due to various reasons, and under favorable conditions, reproduction helps to increase the size of the population. That is the importance of reproduction. So reproduction takes place in all the living organisms. That means in microorganisms and also in highly evolved organisms, the process of reproduction will be taking place. And the process of reproduction mainly is asexual type and sexual type. Asexual type of reproduction and sexual type of reproduction. So if we see what is asexual reproduction, what is sexual reproduction, in which organisms this asexual reproduction takes place, that we shall see. First of all, asexual reproduction involves only one organism is enough for the process of asexual reproduction. But in sexual reproduction, it involves one or two organisms. And here in asexual reproduction, usually in sexual reproduction, a special process, a special type of cell division will take place, which is called as meiosis. Meiosis cell division takes place in reproductive cells, germ cells in sexual reproduction. No such meiosis is taking place in asexual reproduction. And when after meiosis, gametes are formed. Male and female gametes are formed in sexual reproduction. No such gametes are formed in asexual reproduction. And after the formation of male and female gametes, fusion of gametes will take place. No such fusion takes place in asexual reproduction. And here, due to the fusion of gametes, zygote is formed. There is no formation of zygote in asexual reproduction. And here the offspring exactly resembles the parent. But here the offspring has some characters of male parent and some characters of female parent. And so due to asexual reproduction, there are no variations. But in sexual reproduction, there are variations. What are variations? Means the minor differences that can be found in the organisms belonging to the same species. So the minor differences that are found in the organisms, they are called variations. Because in asexual reproduction, the offspring is exactly resembling the parent. There are no variations, no change. The offspring exactly resembles the parent. But here there are variations that can be seen. And so because there are all are similar in asexual reproduction, all offsprings are similar, and so there is less chance for evolution. But here there is a lot of variations, there is more chance for evolution. And again here less chance for the formation of better generation. That means less chance for the formation of better generation. That means there is always better generation, for chance for better generation is not there in asexual reproduction. But in case of sexual reproduction, there is always chance for better generation. So that means nature, so when there is variation, nature will select the organisms with better characters, and it will eliminate the organisms with weak or non-beneficial characters. That is why sexual reproduction, the organisms are chosen by nature. Nature selects the organisms. Natural selection will be there. Nature, how, what is nature? Nature in the form of predator, in the form of food, in the form of shelter. So everything, nature will select the organisms with better characters, and it will eliminate the organism with weak characters. So that is why in sexual reproduction there is always a chance for the formation of better organisms, generation after generation. So these are the basic differences between asexual and sexual reproduction. And asexual reproduction takes place in the organisms, lower organisms, and also in plants. And in higher animals, sexual reproduction will take place. And what are all the different types of asexual reproduction that are taking place in the organisms, that we shall see in the next class. Hope you have understood the introduction for reproduction, and in the next class we shall continue with the different methods of asexual reproduction and also sexual reproduction, both in plants and animals. So if you like my classes, please try to subscribe the channel so that notifications will be given and you can have continuous classes. Okay, thank you.